I'm anchor Dia Wall. I am here with Rebecca Lopez, our senior crime and justice reporter. Our newsroom has been working feverishly since finding out that a Dallas police officer has been killed overnight. 2 others were shot. Rebecca, set the scene for us. Tell us what happened.
Well, what I know from my sources is that just before 10 o'clock, Officer Darren Burks was marked out, which means that he's not on a call. Most likely he was sitting in his squad car, maybe writing a report. That's what a lot of officers do. He was sitting in the parking lot of what used to be a YMCA over on Ledbetter. The suspect, I believe the suspect, Corey Cobb Bay, he walks up to that squad car and shoots the officer in the head. This is according to sources. The officer was most likely killed at that moment. A female officer was also nearby, and she is shot by the suspect, and she is shot in the face, or she's shot in the head. She did go through surgery. She is expected to survive. One of them makes some sort of noise, like calling for help, like they're trying to call for help on the radio. A dispatcher hears that and sends officers to check on him. Another officer arrives at the scene. The suspect, Corey Cobb, is standing near the where the squad car is, where Burke's squad car. He's looking inside the squad car. So the officer, the male officer, he doesn't realize anyone's been shot. He literally walks up, and as he's walking up to the squad car, the suspect turns around and opens fire, and he shoots different weapons at him, shoots that officer multiple times. That officer is taken to the hospital, and then
the chase begins,
and
correct?
then the chase begins. Yeah, so then there's a chase. That officer, by the way, is expected to live. There's a chase into Louisville with Dallas police officers. He gets out of his car, the suspect, with a long gun, and that's when Dallas police officers exchange gunfire, and they shoot that suspect dead.
Now, Rebecca, at last check, one of the officers who survived is in critical condition. Another is in stable condition. We're also expecting to hear soon more details from Dallas police, correct?
Correct. Chief Eddie Garcia was actually out of town and had to make his way back to Dallas, so the press conference is not going to be held until about 5 o'clock this afternoon.
All right, so tell us a little bit more about who this officer was. There's been an outpouring of support on social media.
Yes, you know, it's so interesting. He was an officer that just decided this was going to be his second career. So he had just gone through the academy, had just finished training. He graduated from the academy in December. In fact, Chief Eddie Garcia told me that he actually pinned his badge on him. So this was very emotional for Chief Garcia. This officer is beloved, worked with children in the community, and also apparently it was an Omega. So his frat brothers are going to hold a vigil tonight, and I'm told by Janelle Fort, she's interviewed 3 of those frat brothers, says they were very, very emotional. This officer was just really loved in the community.
Chief Garcia also got to spend some private time with his mother as well.
He did. He went over there, and he said that they exchanged a huge hug for a long time, very emotional. And you know, that's one of the worst things that a mother or a wife or a husband or a father can receive is officers showing up at your door, knocking on that door, taking you out of your home in the middle of the night, driving you to the hospital, because they don't tell you at that point what's happened. These are patrol officers that are typically sent out there, and then at the hospitals when you learn the fate of your loved one. It's very emotional.
You know, Rebecca, we do want to pivot a little bit to the suspect. Tell us what we know about this man.
So we know that the suspect's name is Corey Cobb, and one of our reporters recently spoke with his father. His father says that he was having some sort of emotional breakdown, that he started posting these bizarre postings on Instagram, was, kind of rambling and just wasn't himself. His father says he's completely shocked that this happened. When we searched his criminal history, we didn't find a whole lot of violent background or anything like that. So his father did say that he'd recently been laid off from his job, and so we don't know the motive at this time. DPD is still investigating that part.
Our Cole Sullivan is going to be bringing you some of that interview with the suspect's father tonight right here on WFAA. The other thing I did want to ask you about is what happens next in an investigation like this?
So it's a massive investigation, as you can imagine. 2 big crime scenes. They were processed, and now DPD conducts internal affairs investigations, interviews all the officers, as well as the Dallas DA has their own team that goes out there and also investigates, and the Texas Rangers are also involved, since it's an officer-involved shooting, and the other shooting happened in Louisville.
When was the last time a Dallas police officer was killed in the line of duty?
This is what is so sad, too, is that in September of 2018, Rogelio Santander was shot at a Home Depot, and he was killed. In that shooting, there was also a female officer that was shot in the head. Just like in this case, that officer did survive. She has gone through a lot of rehabilitation. She is back on the force, but again, it was in September of 2018, this very week, that Santander was killed. So just tragedy all the way around for the Dallas Police Department.
Big thanks to Rebecca, our entire news team. We are working to get as many details, as much context as we can provide, and we'll see you on WFAA, both online as well as on air.